Queen Jelly.
Oh, excuse me. Queen Jelly.
She's slowly starting to warm up to him. I've actually had a couple times where they've both tolerated each other. I mean, Mr. Mumbles tolerates Jelly, no problem.
Jelly just doesn't like others.
Jelly just does not like others. Not even her own litter mates. She just did not like anyone else. But we have actually gotten to a point where she might go in the same room. But if we pet both of them, she'll start to settle and tolerate being within like 5 feet of him, as long as we're giving pets. So it kind of encourages the, hey, you know, I get love and affection even when he's around. So it'll stimulate the good receptors, happy receptors.
You know, every time with children, your firstborn always has a problem with your secondborn.
Yeah, that's true.
So, just throwing that out there.
Yep. But again, Keith and I made the decision. We're keeping them both.
Bless.
And once he's neutered, if he wants to be, I'll let him be an outdoor kitty, which will make Jelly happier.
Probably.
But yeah, that's
it for tea time?
I think that's a good amount for tea time.
So, I have a bunch of tea. I have stuff I can't really talk about. I got my own shit. I know I keep talking about it. Seasonal depression is real on top of real depression.
Oh, yeah.
I start my new job in 4 days.
Woo!
Nervous, excited. I did end up talking to my HR lady. If I put a clear or skin-colored nose stud in, I will be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So your girl's gonna do that. I'm not gonna lose my nose piercing. I will not die. I will live.
Yay.
On that note, I did my first ever, I went to work Monday. I was supposed to work till Friday. I went to work Monday, and I never went back.
Understandable from what you've told me about that place.
Yeah, I feel bad because there are people there that I did, they were super nice. I met people I loved, like my friend Deidre. I would live and die for her. My friend Tony, love her. Isaac's my boy. I know I've talked about him before. He doesn't even work there anymore, but he's still my boy. Would die for him. I was kind of going through my own depression, as always.
Yeah.
I still am. It was, honestly, confession time, it was so hard for me to actually get excited to go on this trip.
It really was.
And I felt guilty and terrible about it because, bless your heart, this has been your treat. And I'm so appreciative of it. But I was having anxiety about coming. And I mean, now that I'm here, it's been a great weekend. I'm so really happy. I'm 3 beers in right now. So I'm warm and toasty. My face is all red.
Yes, it is, people.
But I guess just, my tea time, I've got depression. I'm trying to go through it. I get to start my new job, and today was the first day I started feeling excited.
Yes.
I'm still nervous. I hate being the new kid anywhere I go. It
does suck.
Sucks. But I'm hoping this is a really good and conducive environment to be in. And I hope I can grow in it, even if it's not my forever job, which, I mean, as I've become an adult and I've gone through many jobs for different reasons now, there's no forever job. If you're lucky to get a forever job, that was a vintage thing.
It really is.
You either have to decide what you can settle for, or you're going to realize there's always something better. Sorry, I'm having beer burps right now. Sorry, folks. Not glamorous.
I would say one last little thing. Now that I'm back to day shift, I also got back my hobby job, which is teaching swim lessons and coaching swim team.
Yes, you did. And now you get paid to yell at children.
It's great. No, actually, I don't do much yelling at them. I I am just able to be loud.
Yeah.
And it's great, especially when the kids have a good night. And the other night I went through one of the groups. We were doing 825s. Their first four were like, oh man, for the skill group you're in, you could be doing better. So I let them take a little break, gave them a little instruction. The next set they did the last four they did, so much better for the entire group, like an entire group progress. So it was like, wow. And I certainly made sure to tell them, like, you guys improved so much because you listened to the advice I gave and you applied it. You chose to apply. So it was like, wow. You guys did really good that time. I'm really proud of you.
That's fun to hear.
It
I
is.
like that.
That's why it doesn't pay me much, but it's why I still do it.
Because you love it.
Mm-hmm. Free therapy.
Free therapy.
Actually, therapy I get paid for.
My free therapy is, I think I've said it before, my favorite thing in the world is going and having coffee with my dad every morning.
Yes.
I live 5 houses up from my parents. It's very convenient.
I live in another city and wish I could do it every day.
And I've been going and having coffee with my dad every morning, which helps because, me and my dad, we're pretty, I'm the youngest child.
You really are.
And I'm a daddy's girl. So yeah.
Really are.
I'm there. I'm like, bat my eyelashes, anything happens.
Yeah. If your Father's Day special or Dad's interview was anything to go with.
Yeah, of course. So I've been really enjoying having coffee with my dad. Which, even when I'm working, I like go and do it on my days off. But doing it in the morning and just having that time alone with my dad is really nice. Or with our dad.
Oh, you're talking from first person perspective.
I am. But he's your dad too, and he was your dad first.
Only by 17 months.
Only by 17 months, but still. My dad and I have been playing cards. And let me tell you, I whooped his ass in gin the other day. Whooped his ass. He had no points, and I was like over 100. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad's like the genius one guy, so beating him at a game, it makes me happy.
Yes.
So, okay. I think that's it for my tea time. I think that's it for your tea time.
I think that's good enough for tea time.
I think it's time we talk about why we're in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
We came down to, as I've been calling it all week, hunt the Mothman.
Mothman! So, we're going to get into who the Mothman is in just a moment, but why did we decide that our sister trip should be to go see the Mothman?
Well, let's face it, I would have to say this started when I first watched the Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere
and Deborah Messing.
And I can't remember who the other lead lady was. Her name just boom, right out of my head.
Yeah, no, can't remember.
Because Deborah Messing was only a sub-lead.
Yeah, but she was a big name.
She really was. But, we watch Mothman Prophecies, and the fact that at the end of the movie, it tells you it's based on the true events that happened in between the end of 1966 and the beginning of 1967.
Yes.
Which revolves around the collapsing of the Silver Bridge, which connects Ohio to West Virginia. So, and nobody's really, or I should say, the eyewitness accounts of the Mothman were by people who had no reason to make something up.
I agree.
They were, they weren't your, like, crazy or drugged out people. These were upstanding members in the community who went, hey, this happened. We saw something weird, something strange. We can't explain it. And because these eyewitnesses, at the start of this, were all reporting seeing some of the same things without knowing the other witnesses outside of their particular sightings or incidences, it's kind of like it lends some sort of credibility. Y'all or bleh. My brain just went click.
So, what exactly is the Mothman? You tell me what you think the Mothman is and what you remember the Mothman being.
The Mothman is a cryptid, like a non-human creature that is often that is seen in or around times of a disaster. In particular, the sightings of this led up to the disaster of the collapse of the Silver Bridge.
So the Mothman is a large winged creature.
Yes.
With glowing red eyes.
I guess I should have described what...
Yeah, just describe it. He's a Mothman, is a large winged creature, glowing red eyes.
Roughly over 7 feet tall.
I know news sources were like, could it be a heron? Could it be this? Could it be that?
Mm-hmm.
The Mothman, has it been reported in other cultures?
Let's pause that.
So I think I've actually talked about this on this podcast before. So there were actually some sightings reported in 1999 in Russia before some Russian bombings. So the Mothman is actually tied to, it's sort of like a forebearer of bad news.
Yes.
Like something's coming.
Something bad is coming. And, interesting fact, the fact that you said it was seen at the sighting, or it was sighted before a bombing, there are old TNT bunkers around this area in West Virginia and Southern Ohio.
To be fair, we wanted to go, but it was listed as private property, and we did not want to trespass.
Yep. So it could be something to do with perhaps there's just something in the soil or something in the air that draws these creatures to these areas because of whatever chemical compounds there are to make dynamite.
Oh, I never thought of that. I was definitely more on the supernatural, like, death and doom!
Death and doom! I mean, think about how many people have died from this incident in the late 60s and that incident in the 90s.
Russia. Yeah. So, we both loved the Mothman movie. Mothman Prophecies.
Yes.
Personally, it terrified the shit out of me, and I've never made a secret of it, that it has scared me.
Oh, when I was younger, it scared the living daylights out of me.
What do you think was the scariest part of that movie?